Hey everybody, it's meteorologist Hutch Johnson. It is halftime. The Vikings are looking phenomenal. I was all cheering yesterday for my Denver football Broncos as well. Hey, I want to get you the latest on your forecast information. 2 clippers coming this week before Saturday will impact the area. The first one looks to be hefty. Your forecast details begin right now.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
All right, I want to pack in all the information that I can into this break so you don't miss any of your football game. Get all the information that you need so you don't have to stay up real late after the game either. So here's the details on the weather. Our system today is continuing to cause impacts, but it's up in Canada and along the international border. We did have wind and crusty roads plenty up across our northern tier of counties from basically Highway 200 and points north. But did you know up in Manitoba, the roads are just completely, they were closed at last check. Let's get you a latest check. Here's a look. What you'll find if you go to hutchesweather.com. Hutchesweather.com has 2 Canadian province road report pages linked so that you can get the latest. Do you see this red line here between Winnipeg and the Emerson border crossing? That's right. That's Highway 75 going straight through Morris, and that is closed at this time. We can take a quick peek and show you the details on this road, but it isn't pretty, folks. We do have a lot of snow and wind that's continuing across the road surfaces. Here is a look at the nature of the road surface out there in southern Manitoba. So keeping you covered out there. Here's North Dakota roads real quickly to get you caught up. There's a travel alert, not a no travel advisory. There's a difference. You got to be aware, though, there's still some crusty conditions in northeast North Dakota taking place as we head into your evening hours. And the roads up there are basically looking very similar to what we saw in parts of southern Manitoba. So be prepared for icy areas on the road surface and some wind causing blowing and drifting across the road surface. And we have a crash report up there as well. Here's the Bozeman exit. We can definitely see just a little bit of ice on the roads, not nearly as much snow as we saw up in parts of Manitoba, but there is a crash reported in this area right here. You'll see there's a little icon right here, a W icon. And again, you can get all this information anytime, no matter when you're there. Hutchesweather.com. This crash incident is reported on I-29 South. Breaking news on Hutch's Weather. This incident, again, on southbound I-29 at milepost number 199. And that's the latest there. Minnesota roads, northwest Minnesota, no surprise, all the way to north central Minnesota, no surprise. Some tough roads. In pink, that is where we have completely covered roads. That includes the Rainy Lake area from Badette. Let's take you in close and personal and just do a play-by-play of what's going on here. Ready, set. This is not Omaha. This is not Omaha. This is Badette. Badette has flakes flying still. Slippery roads out there in the background as well, as the visibility will be reduced a bit from this weather-making system working its way through. International Falls and the Rainier area. Wow, look at the amount of snow on the roads there. So the system today definitely impacting up north, but we do have some impacts in and around the Bemidji area out towards Cass Lake as well. Here's a look from Cass Lake at the road conditions out there. A few flakes are flying, not showing up very well on the radar out there. And as we approach the Bemidji area from Solway, same thing goes. Flakes flying, very shiny roads out there, meaning they are slippery as well. That's a look at the road reports. Now, let's take a look at your conditions and then the forecast. Let's talk about these systems that are coming through as we go into the next 24 hours. Number one, there's a little burp working its way across parts of South Dakota. This will continue into your Tuesday. So a dash of snow on the I-90 corridor, maybe into places as far north as Aberdeen and towards Watertown, South Dakota as we go through the next 24 hours. For us, we're going to be quiet throughout much of the day here in the Fargo and Grand Forks areas, most of North Dakota out to the oil patch as well. But the changes from the Pacific Northwest are on their way as an Alberta clipper will form right here, not far from Calgary. Let's get to the latest on what we're expecting with regard to this system. We'll show you the pair of systems from the European model real quickly. Now, again, the first system coming Wednesday night and Thursday, so one that has my attention. The second one is a little farther out, doesn't look to be as impactful because of how fast it moves through. Here's your exiting system today. Northwest winds continue to cause crummy roads in Manitoba and northwest Minnesota, northeast North Dakota. Boom, here we go. System develops as we head into the late part of Wednesday out in Alberta, Calgary, right here, moving over the Rocky Mountains of British Columbia. That system will bring a chance of snow beginning here, midday Wednesday in the oil patch. Do you see the dark blue band? Watch the direction of movement of this L. It travels to the south and east, diagonally right across North Dakota. That means more wind for us. That means more snow for us. It includes much of Minnesota, much of the northern half of North Dakota, and some of us here in the Southern Valley could see some substantial wind and snow as this thing blows through by Thursday. This is noon. It'll be exiting in the afternoon, but the wind remains, and then the cold air comes slapping. Where's this system Friday, you say? Well, it comes from the same ballpark right here. Born in the Alberta Lee near the Calgary area. That's going to rock its way through again, but watch how fast this one moves. Saturday morning flurries, quickly diminishing and weakening as it moves through. That second system not looking nearly as impactful. So that's a quick look at what we have. I welcome your questions here on Hutch's Weather. Good to have you on board, Nathan. I hope everybody's enjoying the game. Is your team winning? How are they doing, Gene? Watching from Clearbrook. Sandra, thanks for joining me. And Skol Vikings, what I'm hearing, I'm all for the Vikings tonight. What a game they're having out there. And thoughts and prayers with Randy Moss, the great out there who is in a battle. Let's take a look, though, at your forecast. Now, as we go through the next 24 hours, we're going to look at snow as well. But let's go with the temperatures and the numbers first. So here's your digits for your Tuesday. Definitely not toasty. Wind, not so bad. We'll have partly cloudy skies. Notice the pink, that's the cold pool. Northern portions of the state along and north of Highway 2. That's Minot, that's Williston, that's McKenzie County, all the way out towards Grand Forks. Teens there. Near 20 to start your day on your Tuesday morning in the FM area. That's not too bad as we look across the river into Minnesota. I'm expecting temperatures there to be in the teens for places like Bemidji, War Road included. 16 degrees for you, but at 16 degrees. Watch out, slippery roads will continue for our northerly neighbors. Okay, that's a look at that. Now let's take a peek at what we have going on with regards to your temperatures for afternoon time. Let me see. I think these are a little off center here, so I'm trying to center them up. Okay, Tuesday afternoon, Fargo sunset, 440, then the 5-mile-per-hour wind ain't too bad from the north. Look at the cold air entering from the upper left-hand corner. That's the reason why this snow will mainly be fluffy, mainly be powder as we go into your Wednesday, because we're going to cool off. Now, your temperature in Fargo will reach 23 on Tuesday. That's not half bad, and that is, well, not far from average for this time of the year. 17 up in the Kitson County area for you folks near Kennedy. It looks like 18 for Thief River, Bemidji at 20 degrees, Brainerd Lakes area 34. Now, I want you to note this. Temperatures down here near the Black Hills are right near freezing. That extends up into Ekalaka, Montana, and up towards Baker and Glendive. These areas could have some mixed precipitation as that clipper works through on Wednesday. So there is a chance in the far south here at seeing a brief period of freezing slop working its way across. That's Wednesday and into Thursday morning. Burr, Bonnie says, Kim, good to have you on. Watching from Trail. Always good to talk to you. Now let's take a look at this snowfall potential. Let me recenter things for you. Okay. As you know, models, like the ones for today's event, had everything pegged up north. That's where things happened. The models eventually agreed on a track, but it certainly wasn't as impactful with snowfall. The wind has been another problem up north primarily. So what I want to say is this is snowfall potential. Notice there's a band of heavier snow. As I said last night, these models, these European and American models that are longer range have and tend to have a very large area of impact by snow. We typically don't see anything this huge as far as the area impacted. We want everybody in these areas to know snow's coming. So here's the numbers Hutch has as my first best stab at what's going on. And again, it's potential and it will be smoothed and adjusted as we go. Tom says, what about Wednesday slop towards Sioux Falls? That's pretty far south. Let's go over that for you here in a moment, Tom. I'll get to that. In this area, I think it's a very good bet that we'll see many people with the 1 to 2 or the lower half of this range. 1 to 2 inches are likely, but it's looking more and more like we're going to have a narrow band of heavier snow. 4+ inches. Now this model in the pink here is approaching 6+ inches of snow. So just keep that in mind. There will be the possibility of a band of heavier snow from, say, somewhere near the oil patch or near Minot and spreading into the central Red River Valley. Look where Grand Forks is. Look where Fargo is. Look at the band of heavier snow. Somewhere in between. If it shifts a little north, Grand Forks, Oh no. But if it slips a little south, Fargo, it's snow. So there's a chance of a white Christmas somewhere here in the Central Valley. Down in the south, Richland County, Wahpeton, Breckenridge right here. Sharp cutoff as we go down south of you. Go down towards Sioux Falls. There's some snow from the system that's coming through Tuesday. That's what this snow represents right down here. That's the tomorrow weather burp making its way through. That's going to be long gone by the time we get to Monday. I hope that answers part of your question there. We'll look at it a little closer though for you here. Now let's look at Lakes Country. Brainerd Lakes area. The chances of snow here, again, a very good bet of 1 to 1.5 inches of snow. The other half of this range will likely be for just an isolated narrow band. Because the snow here in Minnesota takes longer to start, then basically we're going to start to see things winding down, but we could see this change more. So my uncertainty is higher in Minnesota. Number 58 jersey, all-time favorite Bronco. Michael says, I like Elway. I have Elway's jersey upstairs too, but you know what? There's no mistaking who helped us win that big Super Bowl with Peyton Manning almost 8 years ago. That was the last time the Broncos made the playoffs, was a Super Bowl W. Oh, what a team that was. And we got a fun team to cheer on this year. Okay, back to weather. I get sidetracked sometimes. A trace to an inch will be possible in other locations as this clipper slides through. This will come with winds, and the winds could be 40 miles per hour. So here's what you need to know. 7-day planner. And I want to get through this before I start answering too many more questions. 23 tomorrow is will only rise 3 degrees. Your morning temperature 20. So we start out warm. We don't get too much warmer. Then that cold pool that we see up near the oil patch tomorrow will be heading our way. We're on our way down to 3 whole degrees on your Wednesday morning. 9, but the temperatures will be rising with the approach of the clipper. That's right. A southerly and southeasterly wind will keep temperatures steady to slowly rising to 17 degrees on Thursday morning. And after that, it's going down. So everything's backwards here. But that's why Hutch's 7-day planner is a little different than what you're going to find anywhere else. I'm going to tell you this weather story as it happens. So afternoon temperature 9. It's rising. Head to bed. Dreaming about them Vikings and their playoff potential. 17 and falling on Thursday morning. And the snow will likely be pushing into the valley by the morning hours. A few inches of snow will be likely across our area. 13 for a cool high in the afternoon. We're on our way down to 4 below and eventually 7 below on Saturday morning. But another clipper makes its way through late Friday and into Saturday. So Friday, there will be a break. Notice I don't have a lot of clouds here. That's on purpose. I think most of the system will be done by Thursday late afternoon, clearing overnight, very cold with the fresh snow in place. That little break doesn't last long because the faster clipper of the two systems comes in Friday night and will be gone by Saturday mid-morning to late morning. And that's what we're looking at. After that system works its way through, we get briefly colder on your Sunday. But then temperatures warm back up again. Looking pretty good as we're heading toward the couple of days before Christmas. This is the day before Christmas Eve. I don't see any major storms right on Christmas for us. We'll talk about where there may be some as well. All right, answering questions for those of you that have them, and for those of you that want just a little bit of more information, drop me them questions right now, because here we go. We're going to first start out with a look at what's going on for slop on Wednesday, Tom. Let's take a look at that to answer you. We're going to go to a closer model that zooms into the area. We're going to also then I'm going to need to pull up one that goes out just about as far as it'll let me go out here. Boom. And here it comes. Yeah, I'm going to need to go out a little bit farther. Let me get to this model right here. This one goes out just a pinch farther still. Now, because this is a little ways out in time, there's your system moving through tomorrow. This is mid-morning. It's working its way through South Dakota. This is what causes the accumulation across South Dakota, not far from the I-90 corridor right here through the southern part of the state. The Mitchell Corn Maze may get a dose of some sloppy snow as well. Here it is, focused over the I-29 corridor as we go through Tuesday evening. That's the main impact from snow potential there. As we head into the event coming into the region, notice how this track is staying mainly north. The best chance of snow as far south will not happen until we get into Friday in the early morning hours out there. So Thursday, driving south of Fargo looks to be better in places like South Dakota. And a southeast wind across your region will bring steady to rising temperatures there, Tom. Safe travels to you, anyone traveling south. That's a look at your weather. Go Vikings. It looks like they're up strong. And again, now, Just a couple of things to keep in mind here for all of you. I want to take a moment and let you know that hutchesweather.com is the place with all the information you need to keep up with area roads. Remember the closed road I showed you in Manitoba? Hey, my Canadian friends, I want you to know hutchesweather.com has you covered in southern Saskatchewan and southern Manitoba as well. Now, keep in mind all of my fine sponsors right here on hutchesweather.com. They're what make hutchesweather.com possible. Like my friends at Robert Gibb and Sons. To see their latest promotions, click on their logo. They do heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical work, and they've been doing that in the region for over 100 years. Robert Gibb and Sons, give them a check. Now, on Hutch's Weather, right at the top, you see this road conditions button? Go ahead. I know you wanna. Go ahead. Press it. Go ahead. Okay, I'll press it for you since it's a limited time. See all of these different areas that we've lined up road reports for you. It comes up with the North Dakota map. Here's your legend. This is from our North Dakota DOT folks that are out there working hard to keep our roads clean and clear throughout. You can peruse the map. Here you'll find that we've got a advisory. The W here says there's some sort of an incident going on. You can click on it and find out more information. Pick your route. Look at what's going on. Here's the fun, tricky part. See this camera button right here? You toggle the camera switch, all of a sudden you have eyeballs all across the state of North Dakota, just like Hutch, and we can give you the latest report. And if you happen to be heading to Manitoba, across through the I-29 exchange, check this out. You click on the old Manitoba button there, and it's going to take you to the Manitoba Roads Report. It's not working on my link right now, but I know it works because I just used it as we were going into the broadcast. Here is a look at South Dakota as well. We got Saskatchewan on there. We got Manitoba. We got Wyoming and Nebraska too. So hutchesweather.com for all of your weather information needs. I'll have an update first thing in the morning. Remember, it looks pretty quiet for most of us as we go through Tuesday with the exception of South Dakota. And then Wednesday, hump day. Yeah, we're going over a bump in the forecast. A Wednesday weather wiggle, thanks to our friends from Alberta. Again, you can get the very latest on hutchesweather.com anytime, anywhere. hutchesweather.com. And thanks to all of you who have followed in the last month. Unbelievable. Thank you for clicking follow on Facebook. Thank you for clicking subscribe on YouTube. And thank you for watching Hutch's Weather. Now back to your regularly scheduled football games. Omaha! Omaha! Chicken Little, Chicken Little. Oh, I just made a play call, and we switched that play right at the line of scrimmage.